people, this is Will from nextlevelguitar.com. David's behind the camera.
David's behind the camera, San Diego, California.
And Sammy is on the floor waiting for me to drop a guitar pick.
Sleeping.
So have to hold on tight to it. Today we have a 70s Mosrite 350 stereo. It's called stereo because it has two outputs here, and you can run the different pickups to different amps if for some reason you decided you wanted to. I'm not quite sure why you'd want to do that, but I think it was maybe a popular thing in the 70s. I'm pretty sure Rickenbacker had a similar pickup arrangement, so it might just be one of those trends that came and went. The first thing you probably notice about this guitar is the shape of the body. It's kind of like a Telecaster that laid out in the sun too long and melted a little bit, kind of maybe a little spud shaped, like something Devo would play. The body's mahogany, pretty lightweight, not too bad. The mahogany neck, rosewood fretboard. If you're not familiar with Mosrite guitars, Mosrite was basically one person, Simi Mosley. He built guitars for country guys in Bakersfield in the late 50s and built guitars for the Ventures through the 60s, and kept building guitars and kept going bankrupt and starting up again and building guitars through the 90s. Their flagship model, of course, is the Ventures, and most people know. Guitars like this in the 70s are a little, obviously not as well known, but very cool nonetheless. To name some famous guitar players that played Mosrite, you got Kurt Cobain, of course, had a gospel model. Johnny Ramone. You got country guys like Joe Maphis, and cool bands like the MC5 and Iron Butterfly, who was my inspiration after seeing In-A-Gadda-Da-Vida. I had to have one of those goofy Mosrite guitars, and here I am with a couple of them. Now let's take you through the guitar. The first thing you probably notice about this guitar is it's shaped similar to a Telecaster, maybe one that's been left out in the sun too long, the horn kind of melted. It's a mahogany body. Mosrite humbucker pickups, which is different than you would see with the 60s model, like on a Ventures. They're single coil pickups. These are actually the same pickup covers, and they just added screws and made humbuckers out of them. Even through the embossed printing that says Mosrite of California, they just put the screws right through them. We have the Mosrite bridge. This one's non-roller, which is kind of different, and a hard tailpiece, as opposed to usually a lot of times you'll see a Mosley vibrato on the Mosrite guitars. Kind of a strange shaped pick guard here. 2 volume and 2 tone knobs, 2 outputs for stereo, and the switch that switches between mono and stereo. And what the stereo does for you is it enables you to send a different pickup to a different amplifier. Turn it over to the back. We have the traditional Mosrite neck plate and the nice mahogany wood here. This guitar is pretty much all original as far as I can tell. I think the switch tip may be replaced, and maybe this peg. Otherwise it's pretty original.
Take them down the neck.
Okay, we'll move down the neck. This is a very thin neck. Where most guitars have a single position marker, we have 2 and then 3 at the 12th fret. These position markers are a lot bigger than the usually for Ventures model you have a tiny little dot. These are larger. We have the 0 fret, another traditional feature of Mosrites. This nut just acts as a string guide, and the strings actually rest on the 0 fret, giving you a nice slow action. Moving down to the headstock, you see we have a real exaggerated heel here, very thick. We have the M carving here, obviously from Mosrite. We have the logo here, Mosrite of California by Simi Mosley. I believe this was a decal that was used on the 70s guitars, had his name on it. We have the split key clusins, which is another feature normally associated with the Mosrites. And we'll show you the back of the headstock here, which shows the back of clusins and the very exaggerated heel. Now I'll take you through some of the tones of this awesome guitar. We'll start off with the neck pickup. It has a nice full sound. Now I'll switch to the combination of the two pickups, which will give us a little janglier type sound. Switch to the bridge pickup, it gives a little treblier sound. Well, we've added some gain to the amp. We're playing today through a Fender Hot Rod DeVille, all tube amp, 212 combo. And this guitar has a lot of nice sustain, all solid mahogany body, like an SG, and with humbuckers, you know. All right, we're playing through the neck pickup. Really nice sustain. Switch to the combination of the two. Not quite as much sustain there, but still a nice usable sound. Now we'll try some gain through the bridge or lead pickup. Good for banging out some power chords. Thanks for joining us. This is Will from nextlevelguitar.com. If you liked the video, hit the subscribe button up there in the upper right hand corner, and be sure to check out our website nextlevelguitar.com, where you'll find lots of great guitar lessons that'll get your playing up to par. And coming in the future, we're going to have more vintage guitar reviews, vintage amp reviews, and effects. And thanks for joining us.